Right, East Top Temple. Now here we are, and we are in the main complex. Boo. But there's a reason for that we're not seeing forgotten temples today, is the rain. It's been a deluge. Subsequently, 3 small dams here have failed. So what we see is a road, but it's all nice and quiet and peaceful. And as we scan round, we have the path that takes us to the temple. Now I'm going to add in some extra path because I know this to be a small temple. So this is how we usually head towards these things. But this is a large path, obviously, because we are in the complex. But let's head up here and see what we find. As we go along, we can hear the birdies. Right, we're almost at the temple. But I've stopped to have a look at this. Look at this. These huge roots. There must be tons of it in weight. And we look at the tree there. This is how they spread themselves. Look at that. Isn't that majestic? Wow. Right, and let's just walk these few last yards together, hand in hand. Just you and I. And this is the climax to the foreplay, which is the journey itself when dealing with temple porn, which is kind of the way I look at it, actually. And as we look around here, can you see right bang in your centre of your screen, you can start to see the temple emerging from the greenery, although green itself. It's just peeking its little head out from the forest. And this is the wow moment I always get, is when you round the corner and you get to see it for the first time. And that is a beauty, isn't it? Wow. Look at those greens. Isn't that? Wow, that really is something. And as we walk round to the front, we could see these blocks. Now these would have been bits of wall, and I guess you can see it's almost just laid itself down and gone to sleep, the wall. And again, look at that moss. Isn't that something wonderful? It's a really good display of how old something is. The lichen and the moss. And we've got a few bits of carving here. And here we have some gentlemen down there. And a bit of a carving there, which is rather obscure due to time passing by. But if we look behind us and we spin round, we have the temple itself. Look at that. Now, isn't that grand? So what we're going to do is we're going to walk up to these steps and see what's inside. Now, these steps are worth a quick note, which is they're tiny. So if I just put my shoe here, you see, half my shoe is hanging off. They're more like a ladder. Now, they're built this way, is my guess. I've seen the same with the Mexican pyramids at Teotihuacan, is you sort of have to bow before them as you go up the steps. You see your head is naturally bowed by the way one is climbing up. And as we peek up, what do we see? There's a little man. There's a little man sitting in the temple. Oh, isn't he sweet? Let's go and say hello. Oh, wow. Oh, how cool is this? Let me just take a seat before him. And there he sits. Look at that. He's got his coconut and he's got some offerings there. I don't know quite what those are. Some green stuff. And let's have a close look at the little man in the jungle. There he is. How very sweet. And if we look to his left, he's not alone. That is a lady. You can see the head and she's holding a staff. And he's got a lady friend with him. And she's got some what looks like lotus, what was lotus flowers next to her. So in the jungle, in the middle of nowhere, lays a temple. And within that temple is an ancient gentleman and an ancient lady by his side. Now, isn't that sweet? Now, let's have a look at their environment. And we've got the walls and everything. Now, it's very small. And the way I shoot these, I can't zoom out, I'm sorry to say. So, that's as it is. But over in the corner here, we've got our, well, what I absolutely adore, which is these tiny little ferns. Hopefully this isn't going out of focus. These tiny, tiny, tiny little ferns that I adore so much. So, let's have a look out. And this is their view. They could be sitting here for another few hundred years. Who knows? But this is their view for now. Now over here, I've spotted something. So come join me as the birds chirp away. Isn't that delightful? It reminds me of those meditation tapes I used to listen to when I was going mental to help calm myself and focus my thoughts. But this is the real world. We're actually in the jungle now. Now that's an improvement in life. Now look at this. This is big. This comes to just below my shoulders. And I would say that's 4 foot wide. So about 4 foot by 4 foot, I'd say. And what do we have? We have a gentleman here, probably a king or a deity, and his head's been taken, just like our delightful lions, always missing out their faces. And below them, we have these religious chaps here, people here. And what they're doing, that big long line, is in fact them pulling to and fro to churn. Which is, again, something to do with the linga, you see. It's churning life itself. But I won't go into that too much. You'll have to look that one up if you want to know about that. And because what I'm here for is this beauty. Look at this. Wow. From any angle, it's a beauty, this one.